Welcome and thanks for joining me for Pathfinder Kingmaker. We are still standing here in the same spot in our throne room where we've been for a while. We're kind of getting our bearings here still with this whole kingdom management thing. But I think we're ready to at least maybe move out of here and talk to some people, kind of check out where we are at. Still have some things to look at here, but I kind of want to just kind of check where everything else is at, and we are going to need to level up. Everybody has leveled up, I believe, so we're going to need to look at that as well. But let's talk to Kassil now. I say that and we're still in the same area, but I want to talk to this guy. Kassil Aldori is our envoy to Brevoy. Tell us a little bit more about you. Looks like you're an orc. Happy to serve. Okay, that was not very in-depth there. Tell me of your origins. He's a half-orc. Okay. I grew up alone on the streets of Rostov. I know nothing of my parents. It's more than likely that my mother just wanted to be rid of me. Probably left me somewhere in an alley as a baby, and I don't feel I have the right to blame her. I don't remember how I survived. My first memory is of sneaking into someone's backyard. I must have been 3 or 4, and trying to steal food from a cat. So a half-orc among the Brevik aristocracy is a rare sight indeed. Lady Jaethal Aldori herself brought me into the family. She picked me up off the streets when I was about 14. I was fighting some lord's guardsmen. Their master had expressed his wish in a most inappropriate manner to acquaint me with his female wolfhound in the hopes of producing offspring. Okay, I was at what would politely be called a disadvantage when I saw a flashing beam of light reflect off a lone sword. What happened next was too fast for me to follow, but all 3 of my torturers fell to the ground, a single woman standing above them. She turned to the Lord and coldly asked him, "Just what is it you're doing in here?" I had never seen a Restovic noble so afraid, but he was also almost reverent, and this lord was a close companion to the mayor at that time. At that time, I had no idea who this woman was, but I couldn't keep myself from rushing after her, well, hobbling, really, and pleading with her. "Teach me, please teach me." "So what's it like for you living among humans?" "It isn't easy, Your Grace. I was born and raised in Rostov. I don't know a single word of orc. I devoted my entire life to proving myself worthy to bear the name Aldori. But to most people, I'm still a half-orc first and foremost. Anything else is secondary." That's good for now. Ready to get out of this room, for one. Let's check in with Lindsay here. Okay, looks like she's got nothing new. This is our little storage chest back here. See, we had a door, but let's back up. Where does this go to? Ah, this is like our chambers.
It is done.
Okay, that's our stash. What's this? Got a flail laying here. I guess that's it here. Don't need to rest.
No stopping now.
Okay, I want to see what's going on outside here. We have two icons. One to the world map, maybe one to somewhere else.
Hello, my savior.
Ah, she's back.
You asked if we'd meet again. And here I am.
Here you are.
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where
Maybe.
we can finally meet in flesh, you and I.
Oh, okay.
Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lord, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you.
Okay then. She wants to meet up. I think we can do that. And we'll see what this nymph's reward is going to be. I did save you along with all your precious flowers and bushes. Yeah, we'll stop by your chambers. Happy to help.
I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter snow.
Sounds like it'll be a good time. Let's check out our journal. Why is this called Troll Trouble? I don't like the suggestion. If I were in the Baron's shoes, I'd definitely stock up on invisibility potions or some other means to avoid trouble. That's Lindsay writing her commentary in here. She's not exactly sure she wants us to make that trip, but we'll see. So we need to go talk to Davik. Then we've got Amiri still wants us to find another monster, and Harim talked to us last time about finding these ruins. We'll have to see if we know where this is on the map or if that's something we need to find. Okay, then we've got all our kingdom quests here. Yeah, this ancient curse. We need to be a little bit careful when we... So like I started one of the projects in the kingdom stuff, and it just ticked by a couple of weeks. So if we do that, we're getting closer to this. It doesn't really give us too much of a hint about how we need to prepare. We need to prepare somehow. And then we appointed some people, and we have some more lands we can seize. And we need to talk to Bakken about becoming our alchemist. But I want to have a little look around here. And probably at the end of this, we'll level up. Got this merchant here, Hasif. You see a dark-skinned, wiry man with a weather-beaten face and a happy smile on his face. That... He's dressed luxuriously, and his dark hair and neat mustache are exquisitely coiffed. Hasuf from Absalom is happy to welcome you, Your Grace. Come take a look at the best wares we traveling merchants have to offer. Please come take a look. Let's take a look at what you've got. We still have some kind of a load of weapons here that we need to either probably use or get rid of, or put them in our stash. I guess we could do that. Got some better armor, it looks like. Some different types of rings. Belt of dexterity. Lots of stuff, so lots of things to give us an enhancement to different stats. And then he's got potions and stuff. Okay, we've got some larger potions too than we've had. Nice. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, and here, I think we were out of camping supplies, if I recall. We've got a couple. So yeah, let's go ahead and buy some of those. Well, okay, we can see some other people here too. Got Valerie and Jaethal added in here. So we're gonna have some work to do when it gets to time to leveling up. We can talk to him some more another time. Zarsi over here. Zarsi, the tiefling girl, looks as though she's made of springs. She cannot stand still for a moment. She nods her head, snaps her fingers, and taps her feet to an inner whirling song. Seeing you, she quickly waves her hand and breaks into a wide smile, and immediately starts jabbering. Your Grace, welcome. What do you want? Scrolls, I have them. You won't regret it. My suppliers will bring more scrolls for sale if you manage to attract more mages to your lands. More mages, more demand, and more goodies for you. So go build them libraries, and we'll both profit from it. Okay. Let's see what you got. Alright, lots of stuff. Stunning barrier. That could be useful. Got about every type of scroll we could want. And she'll get more. If we can entice more mages to the area by building libraries. So if we build libraries in our towns, that must bring more mages to the community. Let's see, we've got Verdal here. A young dwarf, red-haired, neat, and surprisingly clean-shaven, stands leaning against a sledgehammer. He's busy reading some book, but as you approach, he looks up and bows slightly. Greetings, Your Grace. I am Verdal, a blacksmith. What can I do to help you? Let's see what you got. Okay, some nice looking weapons. Some armor. Let's check out just the map of the town. Okay. Hirim's up there. Octavia and Ragongar are together, of course. Okay, we haven't seen Arsino yet.
Onwards.
Let's see what's in here. Just some people's home. We can loot their chests. They're gonna appreciate that? Oh, it's locked. That's okay. Pretty smart keeping your stuff locked, so we can't just come in and take it. Arsino. A woman in rich, gold-embroidered clothes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, shine brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, noble ruler of these lands. My name is Arsino. I'm a messenger from the temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the citizens of our young barony could use the services of a priest. Sure are a lot of priests and clerics hanging around. Let's see what you offer. I can sell you various divine spell scrolls. They're quite useful. Even if you don't have anyone in your party, you can read them. While you're in this settlement, or indeed any place with a cleric willing to help, you need to only open your bag and choose the scroll you wish to cast. I'll be happy to read it for you. However, take care out there in the wilderness. A scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use a scroll on your journeys, you'll need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells, or someone skilled in magical devices. So she's got all these. Protection scrolls. Seems like these could be pretty handy. Especially the communal ones. Scroll of Raised Dead. Yeah. I think just, we turned on Death's Door. And maybe we don't have to worry about spending money on these. Still, it's not like I'm gonna try any less to keep people alive, but we'll have one thing less to budget for this way. And less feeling like if we lose somebody in a fight, we don't have to reload the fight just because of that. I think we're okay on like restoration. Probably eventually we're going to want to have more of these things on us. but I think we're good for the time being. Looks like we've got a tavern here. Oh, I thought that was Amiri standing there, but it's not. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. I guess we can't read. Maybe this is like a brewery or something. Thought I was expecting. Huh. Okay, well, there's nothing going on in here.
March on.
Good day, we're just checking out our property. See what's going on in here. Hello, citizen. Don't mind us. Got our horses. Oh, here's Valerie.
No stopping now.
Oh, we've actually got 3 new folks here. Let's talk to her. Greetings. Everything's well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders, so she's ready to join us now. You're pretty eager to follow my orders, aren't you? What do you mean, why? I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable. But that would never happen, I hope. So you're an atheist? You don't worship any deity? Right, I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. I always think these would be funny if we just said goodbye. Yeah, well, tell us a little bit more about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long in the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy, but in fact I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shaylin. He's also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. I wonder if her dad would be interested in some of the antiquities we've got in our inventory. Interesting. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years, I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shaylin. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a gray beard, once let me touch his shining armor. Yeah, I was a little bit worried where the sentence was going, but that's okay. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the cold polished steel. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, from my first days, I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. As you can imagine, the paladins of Shaylin who used to visit our house echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shaylin and told that this would be my new home. Maybe that wasn't her being narcissistic. It just came off that way at first. But she was just saying, just because of the way she was treated, because of who her father was. Don't pity me, though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all of my life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months. They would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea, and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave as etiquette demanded. So what did you learn at the Order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. Seems like you and Amiri might get along. I guess that deep in my heart, I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shaylin. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Why'd you leave? Because of my heavenly beauty. Okay, she doesn't like that. According to Shaylin's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem, dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. And that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems. I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church. But one time I just snapped. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. So what'd you do after you left? I set off for Restov. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shaylin and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I had learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. Is she gonna like this? I still can't tell if she's kind of, I don't know. So I don't think she liked people treating her a certain way because of her looks. Yeah. And here I'd hope to avoid the question. Well, let's get this over with once and for all. You should understand that I am perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my power to change that, but I've never given a potential admirer any reason to start a conversation with me. But it doesn't stop them. After leaving the order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Well, now I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes. Such a problem to have. It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose. Though I never wanted to be a paladin, it was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. But do you know what I really want? I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I'm a person, that I'm capable of something more than smiling for paintings, where I sit wearing a lacy satin dress, holding a basket of peaches in my lap. Is that too much to ask? No, I can respect that. I don't think we know you well enough yet to say that. Well, geez, I don't know. I don't really like any of these answers. These are a little too mushy, and this is a little too standoffish. Oh, thanks for telling us. Yeah. I'm happy you understand me. Okay, we've got a new friend, Valerie. Let's change the subject. You don't need to follow all that etiquette when you're talking to us. I'm aware of that, but I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents and then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born in a noble family, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. So she kind of likes some of that. Okay, we'll talk some more later. Alright, what about these other two folks with you? Delia? Oh. Highland. You see a stout man suited in well-worn armor. His face is framed with silvery stubble, and his fleshy nose is red and pockmarked. He radiates perfect calm. As you approach, he bows respectfully and with dignity. Highland, Your Grace, Captain of the City Guard. Okay. A young dwarf girl salutes you awkwardly. Delia, assistant to the captain. Happy to serve Your Grace. I don't remember hiring you. I came here from Restov with a dozen of my best guards, by order of Lady Jaethal Aldori. Your Grace, I hired the rest from among the locals. Don't you worry, Your Grace, we are now the subjects of the barony. We've sworn to serve you faithfully and loyally, and you can count on us. Besides, we draw our salary from your chests. Of course, every one of us is ready to die protecting Your Grace, but there's still some work to be done when it comes to discipline. You know that dwarven author Baldric Zebras? Garlic Tundras? The name escapes me. My boneheads used to read his books about guard's duty, right? On guard duty. I'll have to teach them a lesson or two. That was a couple weird sentences. I'd like to learn something about those who serve me. Of course, Your Grace, I have been a guard all my life. I started a snot-nosed runt in the night watch. Restov is famous for its fencing schools. Young people from all the river kingdoms come to study there. It seems every other person has a sword, and every third thinks they know how to use it better than all the rest. A misspoken word or drunken fight can quickly lead to a stabbing rampage. That's why there are so many guards in the city, and they don't accept just anyone. Lady Jaethal took note of my achievements and marked me for advancement. That's why I'm here. As for Delia, I found her on the street about a decade ago. I remember vividly a tiny dwarf girl sitting on the temple steps, dirty face, barefoot, feeding a piece of bread to a stray cat. I saw her and my heart missed a beat. Where she's from, who left her alone, and why? Only Era still knows. As she grew, I tried to send her to learn a craft, but who can talk sense into a dwarf? She wanted to be a guard, and that's that. So now I'm teaching her myself. Lucky she has a head on her shoulders and a fair bit of strength. Do the guards have everything they need? There are sufficient munitions and supplies, Your Grace. The salary is fair. We've enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course, the town is growing. It would be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that ourselves. All right. Nice to meet you. Okay. Make sure nothing hiding back in this corner. No. What was this? Prison. Okay. So is this like a barracks or something? Or are we back in our throne room? Yeah, okay. Did I click on different? Okay, that's different than what happened last time. We haven't been to the tavern. I thought that's what we were walking into from the signage at that one place, but it was just empty inn or something. But lots of people hanging out in here. Amiri is in here. Okay, and here's Honoriel. So we can use her to respec at some point. I am going to probably eventually respec our main character, but I think I'm gonna wait.
I tire of waiting.
And see if I can figure out kind of who our main 6 are gonna be, and see if we need to fill in with any particular skills here based on who else we've got in our party. So not sure I'm gonna respec him right away. Would probably get people leveled up.
It is done.
Talk to Elena. Behind the bar stands a young woman with curly red hair, a round face, and rosy cheeks. She gives you a friendly smile, fixing her cap. It's so nice of you to stop by, Your Grace. I'm Elena, the innkeeper. Tell us about yourself. I'd be happy to, Your Grace. I love to talk, especially about myself. Where are you from? What land? Which family? I hail from the River Kingdoms. Arteme, to be precise. I'm from a farming family, like just about everybody from around here. There's more fertile land and pasture there than anywhere in the River Kingdoms, except for maybe 7 Arches. The folks who grow crops and tend cattle are well respected there, but at the same time they live in constant danger. There's too many bad people, too lazy to work all day, but don't mind taking other people's things. How'd you decide to become an innkeeper? I was bored. Please don't get me wrong. I was fine at Father's farm, and I've got nothing but respect for farmers' work. But in our backcountry, you could go half a year without seeing one new face. No news, nothing happened. I've dreamed of working at an inn since I was a child. That's the kind of place where there's always lots of guests and stories. Where does the inn's name come from? Did we see that somewhere? Oh, don't ask. It's too funny. I kept thinking about what name to pick, choosing just the right one, but not one to waste time. I drew a beer mug on the door. I figured folks would just see it and come on in, so the locals got used to calling the place the Beer Mug Inn, so the name stuck. Okay. Tell us about the River Kingdoms. A month wouldn't be long enough to tell it all, Your Grace. Each kingdom is a special place all its own. Elves live in one of them. Another one, half of the country, belongs to the Murderers Guild, and the other half gives them their orders. They say they even get locals discounts. There's just one thing that unites us all, like a strong thread keeps a quilt together. It's the 6 river freedoms. 6 freedoms? Yes, the first freedom, say what you will, I live free. It doesn't mean you won't get beaten up for what you say, though. The second freedom, well, if you can call it a freedom, oath breakers die. Those who break oaths get killed just like that. So people prefer not making any oaths at all. That makes sense. Third freedom, walk any road, float any river. Once the ruler of Hybar decided to build a gate across the river and collect a fee from each passing boat. Well, there's no more Hybar. The fourth freedom is even worse than the second one. Courts are for kings. Whatever a king says goes. Well, as long as he doesn't say to build a gate across a river. Now for the fifth, slavery is an abomination. Nothing to explain there. Runaway slaves from all over come to us for a reason. And the sixth, you have what you hold. It means that theft is a much worse crime than robbery, if you catch my drift. You can honestly beat a robber and keep what's yours, but a thief acts on the quiet. Shame on him. That's just disrespectful. Thanks, Selena. Let's see what you got for sale. Got some food supplies, camping supplies. How is our food? I can't remember last time we camped if we had ingredients to make what we wanted. I feel like we did. We tend to pick up a lot of the stuff, but can we go back here? Yeah. Might as well pick up this stuff, I guess. It is ours, after all. We'll talk to Amiri at some point. Go upstairs. Okay, Jaethal's in there. Let's see what else is down here first. Some locked doors. Aldori crossed out Sertova, crossed out beer, underlined. I've got a few books now in my stash I need to read at some point.
No stopping now.
I'm sure I can't open these doors.
Onwards.
Couple more books. Okay, let's talk to Jaethal. Speak. Let's hear your story. Stories. Stories are boring and a waste of time. I have killed. I was exiled from Kyonin. I died. I was raised by Urgathal's gift. That is my story. Who were you before your exile? It's rather amusing. I belonged to a wealthy family and held high position on the courts of Ayadara, the capital of Kyonin. When my little wrongdoings were revealed, the trial was held in the very same court where I tried cases and delivered sentences over several hundred years. An awkward situation, don't you think? Wow. Who did you kill and why? A family of 4. But why is the more interesting question. What is the worth of 1,000 years if you cannot enjoy it like your first 10 dozen springs? So she's been around a while. Everyone considers elves ever young, but our youthfulness is but a mask, a threadbare ritual gown. What lies underneath? The dust of years and jaded repetition. With each year, the dust grows thicker, and erstwhile joys cease to excite and cloy as a dish you've tasted 1,000 times. Long did I search for a way to avert this fate. Don't I, who has truly tasted life, deserve a better lot than those benumbed old elves who close themselves to the world? And I found a way to the ancient texts of Urgathawa, a ritual involving the blood of my kin, a trifle that would make each day feel as a holiday, created especially for me. The ritual gave strength not only to my body, but to my mind and my soul. And my mind whirled at every sensation, each sip of wine or silken caress. Oh, how I missed this. My cousin was the first I used for the ritual. It was a simple matter to pass her death as an unfortunate accident, but the enchantment would not last. I had to find another, and again conceal my trail. With the third death, my family grew suspicious, and upon the fourth, my deeds were finally revealed. Such a pity. If not for this, my unlife, even now, would overflow with burning pleasure, for I have dozens of useless relatives. I bet that makes Thanksgiving interesting. Urgathawa, known as the Pallid Princess and Lady Despair, is the goddess of physical excess, disease, and the undead. She is mostly worshipped by dark necromancers, the undead, and those wishing to become undead. Sometimes those who live gluttonous lifestyles make supplication to her, as do those suffering from a serious illness. Her faithful believe she was the first creature to defy Pharasma and return unnaturally from the boneyard and break free from the cycle of souls. Interesting. But we're not one to judge. Fair, judge me for my present form, and better yet, for the benefits we can provide each other. Do you have any family left who you didn't put through this ritual? Do you mean someone I would hesitate to sacrifice? Yeah, perhaps my daughter, okay? Perhaps. I would regret the wasted effort. The creature turned out quite well, like a properly trained dog or a well-managed horse. All right, then. Is exile your only punishment for murder? For an elf, Jaethal says pointedly, exile is a serious punishment. There is no other Kaionen in this world. Even I, who despises its hypocrisy, must admit as much. How'd you die, and what happened after? I don't remember my death. I was stunned by the sentence of exile, and I admit I showed weakness. I wandered aimless, absorbed in despair, without concern for my safety or sustenance. And then I remember desolate rocks, a stone I lay upon, a convulsion, passing not only through my whole body, but through my soul. Then I awakened. Cold, calm, my body overwhelmed with strength, but haunted by a strange internal silence. There were bloody prints of bone feet on the stone next to me, the sign of the goddess. A battle scythe lay nearby. That was the first and last time I heard Urgathawa's voice. She spoke but 3 words, "Hail the Inquisitor." That is all. She has neither addressed me nor answered my pleas ever since. I will not bother you with the story of how I tried to comprehend my new condition. Soon I had a chance to put my new powers to the test. A group of my kin had tracked me through the woods. They were insolent and would pay dearly for this, but I had to reckon how I might free myself from their persistent chase. A powerful protector from among the short-lived could help me, and the sword lords seemed suitable, that is all. Tell us about your birthplace. I hope you do not ask from idle curiosity. Kaionen is the birthplace of the elves. The other races are allowed to visit within reasonable limits, usually only as far as the Green Gold. That is the enclave for half-breeds and the short-lived, a whim of our queen. I enjoyed going there sometimes, as to a wild beast show. Beyond this caricature of a city, Kaionen is a mixture of grandeur and the sad remains of ancient glory. Next to today's graceful dwellings lie the ruins of ancient monuments and fountains. Elves prefer to live in small groups in secluded settlements. The most outgoing and ambitious live in the capital, Ayadara. Daily life is filled with the efforts of 100-year-old infants seeking worthy goals and 1,000-year-old stony cynics entertaining themselves howsoever they can. That is all. It's scarcely worth mentioning that even this gloom is far more tempting than anyone finds in the lands of the short-lived. Okay, good to get to know you. We'll talk to Jaethal some more another time. I think that's everything up here. All right. So I think, boy, we've done a lot of kind of catching up here on stuff, and I know lots of reading and dialogue. I'm sorry about that, but I want to try to do as much of that as I can. We need to level up, people. So I think let's step outside if we can. Okay. So what happens if we close this out? Oh, we're just back in here. Let's go back to our throne room. Octavia's in here now. I wonder if she's got a request or something. Maybe not. Was she in here last time? I don't think so. I'm gonna go through leveling up people now, and we may. Well, I'll at least put a chapter marker there so you can skip it if you don't care to see this. But yeah, we'll end the video after this. So if you're done here, I appreciate you watching and hope to see you again. If you want to watch me go through the leveling up, you're welcome to do that, and you can stay here till the end. We've got... Alright, okay. It's been a while since we've leveled up, seems like. It's level 5, we get False Life. Harness the power of unlife to grant yourself a limited ability to avoid death. While the spell is in effect, you gain temporary hit points equal to 1d10 plus 1 per caster level. Nice. So, this ability is almost even more reason why he doesn't need so much constitution. Those points could be better spent probably in dexterity to help us land some of our spells. That's a nice plus 10 to our HP. And we get another feat too. Yeah. I think, I'm not sure, I guess, why I went quite so much into Constitution. I'm not sure I saw the relevance of dexterity for our sorcerer. I don't think I read or made the connection to the need for the dexterity for the ranged spell attacks. So I guess I could watch back my video and see if I said what I was thinking, but putting that into Constitution seemed maybe at the time like the only really place to put those points. So we've got a couple of skill points. Definitely had some times where more here could have helped us. So let's drop both those in there. So we can maybe use some of those scrolls. Or things in the world we run across. Ragongar and Lindsay are decent there, but yeah, if we want to use some of the scrolls we have, I think we need to pump this up. All right, we get another feat. Point blank shot. So I think this would only affect our crossbow. We could take another spell focus. That's pretty much what we've done up to this point. I haven't spent much time just studying the feats. And I don't know if we can even see, can we see everything here yet? Like if one of these is a prerequisite for something else. Yeah, we'd have to there. So like here's the ones that have prerequisites that we don't have. So it would probably be good if I would look at some of these that we might want to take eventually and be working on the prerequisites for them. Agile maneuvers. Arcane armor mastery. That could be nice for like Ragongar. Bull rush. So far, most of these are more like melee focused. Dazzling display. Extra arcane pool. Is that more spell uses? I take it. Maybe I just haven't gotten yet to the ones. I haven't seen many that have been very relevant to this character. Precise shot. I mean, it probably would be handy to have these for our crossbow. Point blank and precise. wings. So none of those that have prerequisites seem to be very relevant to our sorcerer. So maybe we work more on the spell focuses. Meta magic is the other thing that I have not learned anything about to this point. You can increase the power of your spells, causing them to deal more damage. All variable numeric effects of an empowered spell are increased by half, including bonuses to those rolls. Saving throws and opposed rolls are not affected, nor spells without random variables. So level increase +2. If you empower a spell, it uses a spell slot from 2 levels higher. So meta magic must kind of be enhancements to our spells. Cast as if they're a higher level, last longer. Maximize effect. Quicken spell. Quicken spell doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. That could be nice. Spells reach further. So those sound pretty nice. At this point, I wouldn't be sure which spell to even use them on. We use our burning hands a lot right now, but I'm more interested in some of these more like undead necromancy focused things. Animate dead. We haven't used Grave Touch much, and maybe that's one where like having the Quicken on that would be nice, so we don't have to worry about the attack of opportunity. I'm tempted to just take the crossbow, the one recommended here, the point blank shot, to maybe help our crossbow hit more often. So there are times when it would be nice to just take care of some enemies without using spells, except that, I mean, if we got some of our like level 0 spells hitting more often, I see us using those, but it wouldn't hurt to have our ranged weapon hitting. So let's do that. So we get a couple of new spells. See, and we have focus in evocation and necromancy. Don't we? Wasn't we have enchantment was the other one we did. I thought, why doesn't that say? Doesn't say what school that one is. Can we see that? Huh. Evocation. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Maybe magic missile would be a good one to take for him. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then Harim's got Bone Shaker, but that could be good on us as well. Or blindness. Maybe we do. Which that wasn't just a single target, but that could be pretty useful. Burning Arc. Some more fire could potentially be nice. Pernicious poison. I'm kind of tempted by the blindness or Bone Shaker. This is kind of doubling up on Harim is the only thing. So kind of maybe we kind of stick with the more crowd control type. Spells for him. Okay. I think we are good there. Maybe I actually can't.
I'll make my own legend.
Guess I can get to the others this way. Okay. I think we're going to hold off though. I think this might be a good place to end this episode, and maybe I'll do another separate episode just leveling up everybody else, because wow, that takes a while. But I'll think about that. I don't use these shortcuts ever. I guess I should. We're out of space on our bar here. All right. Well, if you stuck through all that, I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.